Marvel's first superhero family is here. After months of secrecy and leaked announcements, Marvel has finally announced the casting to the movie that'll either make or break the MCU. Now, even though the casting for this movie might be a little bit controversial, I have reason to believe that there's enough hype behind this movie that Disney is going to use to destroy Superman Legacy and James Gunn. I'm not going crazy. Walk with me. I promise I could explain myself. It's Valentine's Day 2024. I'm getting out of Madam Web, and next thing you know, I see Marvel drops a photo of the brand new Fantastic Four. And this is news we've been waiting on for a very long time. Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach. But it also turns out, it looks like this movie is gonna be getting a 2025 release date, but not just any 2025 release date. The same month as Superman Legacy. Why would Marvel go out of their way to compete with the biggest superhero history?
But Quan, it seems like you were right.
I think it would be cool if we get the established Fantastic Four, if the Fantastic Four was from, let's say, the late 60s. I don't want to be that guy, but I called it.
In one of the photos that Marvel released, we got a brand new Fantastic Four logo, and it looks very Jetsons retro. Then, in the other photo, you can see Pedro Pascal holding up Sue's arms. There's a photo of Ebon's pre-thing on the wall, and the thing is reading what seems to be a 1963 Life magazine from President Lyndon B. Johnson on the cover. And again, that robot over there looks like Jetsons vibes. JFK had that speech about going to the moon in 1962.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
But from 1955 to 1975, the United States was in a space race with the USSR. So that means theoretically, the Fantastic Four could have been working with the US government on a secret space mission, and that's how they got their powers. Welcome to another episode of Kaylex Encounter, and if you've been here before,
Apparently, there are rumors that the villains will be Galactus and Silver Surfer. I think that's way too
early.
I mean, it is an experienced Fantastic Four, but it's too early for us. Boom, we introduce them, now they fighting Galactus and Silver Surfer right off the bat.
I think we need Doom first. I think we would need Doom first, and then we could go into Silver Surfer and Galactus. That's how I feel about it.
I think they would have to introduce Doom simply because our boy got, feel me, erased from So obviously they're gonna change things around. It's no longer called the Kang Dynasty. So I could see them making Dr. Doom the bigger villain for Secret Wars.
Okay.
I just don't want Galactus and Silver Surfer as
I think that's too early.
I think it's way too early.
I could particularly talk about the casting for Sue, Human Torch, and The Thing. But Pedro Pascal, I don't know how I feel about Pedro Pascal just yet.
Why don't you think Pedro Pascal can't handle the role of portraying the father of America's first superhero family? Why do you think bro's incapable of adopting the leader role, fatherly role? What makes you think he can't do that?
Even though he's already done it
multiple
in The Mandalorian,
multiple times.
The Last of Us. So my issue actually is not with Pedro Pascal's acting. Actually, I think my whole problem with all of this, I am one of those people that are like, he's too popular. I have no issues with him at all. I actually think he could do a really good job with this role. But I kind of want people that could grow into the role where, like, when I see them, they're the only people that I think about when I think of the character. When I think of Pedro Pascal, I'm off rip thinking about The Mandalorian. I'm off rip thinking about The Last of Us. He is Joel. You get what I'm saying? And so I feel like I want a character that I could, like, grow into. Just like Henry Cavill. Every time we see Cap, I don't care if he's in Warhammer, I don't care if he's in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. That is Clark Kent, the Kryptonian. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of want that out of my Reed Richards. I am not the type of person that's saying I don't think he's capable of playing this role. I just want someone else to get a chance.
But at that point, it's just, then you really want somebody who hasn't played as a character before, like a major IP.
Like an icon.
I don't know, bro. Your argument's a little faulty there, brother. I think Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic is not an issue to me.
If you guys are enjoying this episode, click the like button. It really helps grow the channel. All right, let's get back into it.
Vanessa Kirby's whatever. Same way I feel about Supergirl. It's like, nothing against them.
I think Vanessa Kirby's great at it.
Yeah. Tell me more.
I think she's a great Sue Storm. I think she could pull off being a smart, blonde woman that...
That what? Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, guys.
I think she could pull it off. What, she can't pull it off?
I'm not saying she can't. I just don't care because it's whatever. Like,
bro from Stranger Things.
blonde white. Yeah, I'm more excited. That's great casting right there. That's great casting. That Kirby out of here. Like, that's great casting.
And what about the thing?
I think he handled it. I don't really know Ebon, to be honest, so I can't really talk. I know he was in The Bear.
Yeah.
I just gotta hear his voice, even though they will distort it. They're gonna distort it anyway, change it, mix it, do what they gotta do in the studio. So I guess the most we could do is probably wait and see.
Right.
What I would say is, bro doesn't have the heavy New York accent. I need that Brooklyn accent from 05 Fantastic Four.
But here's the thing, he has to put on a Chicago accent in The Bear, so I'm pretty sure he could do a New York accent.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why they casted him. They probably saw The Bear, said, oh, that's a good Chicago accent, and then went ahead and was like, yo, you think you could do a New York accent? He was like, I'm walking here. And then they said, yeah, you got it. They gave it to him.
Okay.
So I could see that. Now that you mentioned that, so I could go ahead and guarantee that they dropped it on the same day as Madam Web because they don't want any press with Madam Web. I'm going to go ahead and say that. But I think it's even weirder to me that this is one of the first comic books that features a whole family of superheroes that everybody knows and loves. And they decide that they want to release this movie on the same month as the reboot of the DC Universe with James Gunn, Superman Legacy. And personally, even though I think that's great for cinema, I think that's absolutely fucking stupid to try to go against the new DC Universe.
They childish.
You know why they did it.
Childish.
You know why they did it.
James
Go
Gunn.
ahead, tell them why they did it.
It's because of James Gunn. They said, we can't have you. Fine, we're fighting.
The fact that they trying to put their quote unquote heavy hitter against the Superman Legacy, I think it's childish because they know, like Warner Brothers did that with Barbenheimer. If you guys don't know, the reason why Barbenheimer happened is because Christopher Nolan quit Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers said, okay, on the release of the film that's most likely gonna get you your Oscar, we're gonna drop our biggest film on the same exact day to try to siphon as much money from that film as they could. And it looks like Disney's doing the same exact thing to James Gunn. Personally, I don't think it's gonna work. I think the only way the Fantastic Four could make money against Superman Legacy is if it's actually good. And with the track record of Disney Marvel so far, I don't know how much of a chance.
Yeah, their track record has been atrocious lately. But we do have Deadpool and Captain America to look forward to. Deadpool most likely will make money. Captain America, on the other hand, is seriously questionable.
I think Disney's just being petty, bro. It's just straight up Disney being petty.
They're always petty. Let's talk about it. Say no. No, let's not get into it.
What do you guys think about the current casting for the Fantastic Four? Comment down below. Do you guys think that Fantastic Four will be able to beat Superman Legacy in theaters? Check out our review on Madam Web over here, and we'll see you in the next encounter.
Peace.